Welcome to another edition of Preaching Pointers. In this little video, I'd like to return to the subject of introductions and ask the question, how long should a sermon introduction be? Well, I don't think there's any definitive answer to that. We can't say that an introduction should be 2.5 minutes or an introduction should be 10 minutes long. I suggest that the introduction should be only as long as it takes, A, to introduce your subject, and B, to grab the attention of your audience. Once your introduction has achieved that, then it's time to move on further into your subject. I think if your introduction goes on too long, it becomes counterproductive. You might have grabbed the attention of the audience, and so now you've grabbed the attention of the audience. They're waiting to get into the meat of your sermon, into the subject matter. But if you're continuing to talk about your introduction, they could go the other way, and having grabbed their attention, gain their interest, because you're going on a bit too long, you're actually then losing their interest and losing their attention. So make sure that your introduction goes no longer than what it takes to introduce your subject and grab their attention. When you've got their attention, move on into the subject matter. Having said that, if your church is starting a series and that series is going to last, say, 6 months, it might be appropriate that the first sermon in that series is wholly dedicated as an introduction to the series itself. But again, I would suggest, even if that's the case, you still need to have a good introduction. Your sermon, which is going to introduce the series itself, needs to have a good introduction to grab the attention of the audience to think about the series. And then that sermon itself must work and be designed in such a way as to grab the attention of your congregation to want to engage with the series as a whole and want them to come back week after week and see the series through. So in short, I don't think you can put a specific time limit on it, but at the same time, be wary of it being too long so that your introduction becomes counterproductive. You've gained their interest, but because you're going on too long, you then lose the interest of the congregation. Thank you again for listening to another edition of Preaching Pointers.